the Abbey Librarian, guardian of ancient knowledge. Picture yourself in the vast library of Glastonbury Abbey in 1423, where Brother Benedict, the chief librarian, carefully tends to thousands of precious manuscripts. His gentle hands move across vellum pages as he catalogues newly arrived texts from distant monasteries. Young novice Timothy watches in wonder as ancient Greek texts reveal their secrets through careful translation work. The library occupies 3 floors of the Abbey's eastern wing, with tall windows filtering golden afternoon light across reading desks where monks study everything from theological treatises to scientific observations. Brother Benedict has devoted 28 years to preserving human knowledge, understanding that each book represents countless hours of careful copying and illumination. His daily routine begins at dawn with prayers, followed by careful inspection of manuscripts for signs of damage from moisture, insects, or simple age. Timothy learns that library work requires both scholarly knowledge and practical skills, knowing how to repair torn pages, mix fresh inks, and organize texts so future scholars can find needed information. The Abbey receives manuscripts from across Europe, as traveling monks carry copies of important works between religious houses. Each new arrival requires careful examination, cataloging, and proper storage in cedar chests that protect against pests. Brother Benedict reads Latin, Greek, and several vernacular languages, allowing him to evaluate texts in multiple traditions. Medical manuscripts prove especially valuable, as the Abbey's infirmary relies on ancient healing knowledge preserved in Greek and Arabic texts. Timothy practices reading recipes for herbal remedies, understanding that accurate translation can mean the difference between healing and harm. The mathematical works of ancient scholars support the Abbey's architectural projects and astronomical observations. Brother Benedict teaches that knowledge belongs to all humanity, not just to those who can read. He regularly consults with local physicians, builders, and craftsmen, sharing relevant information from the library's collections. This connection between scholarly learning and practical application enriches both the monastery and surrounding community. Evening hours find Brother Benedict working by candlelight, carefully copying deteriorating manuscripts to preserve their contents for future generations. Timothy assists with basic copying tasks, learning that each letter must be formed with patience and precision. The quiet scratching of quills on parchment creates a peaceful rhythm that marks the passage of contemplative time. The library's reputation attracts visiting scholars from universities in Paris, Oxford, and Bologna. These learned men consult rare texts unavailable elsewhere, often staying for months to complete their research. Brother Benedict facilitates these scholarly exchanges, understanding that knowledge grows through sharing and discussion. Winter months provide optimal conditions for detailed manuscript work, as cold weather reduces insect activity, while candlelight creates intimate working conditions. Timothy learns advanced copying techniques during these quiet seasons, gradually developing the skills needed to preserve humanity's written heritage. As spring arrives, Brother Benedict reflects on another year of faithful service to learning and truth. His work continues the ancient tradition of monks who preserved classical knowledge through dark centuries, ensuring that human wisdom survives for future generations to discover and build upon. The castle armorer, forging protection and honor master. Roland stands in his forge within Warwick Castle's armory, where the ring of hammer on steel creates a rhythm as steady as a heartbeat. His skilled hands shaped plates of armor that will protect knights in tournaments and battles. Young apprentice Edgar watches closely as red-hot metal transforms under careful blows into curved pieces that fit the human form perfectly. The armory workshop occupies the castle's lower level, where massive bellows feed air to forges that burn day and night. Master Roland has crafted armor for 3 generations of the castle's lords, understanding that a knight's life depends on the quality and fit of his protective steel. Each piece requires weeks of careful work. From initial measurements through final polishing, Edgar learns that armor making combines artistry with engineering, as plates must move with the body while providing maximum protection. The apprentice practices on simple pieces, bracers, and gauntlets before advancing to complex articulated joints that allow full mobility. Master Roland emphasizes that poorly fitted armor can kill a knight as surely as an enemy's sword. Different types of armor serve various purposes, from lightweight mail for scouts to heavy plate for mounted combat. Master Roland maintains detailed records of each knight's measurements and preferences, ensuring that replacement pieces fit perfectly. The castle's knights often travel far from home, making proper armor maintenance crucial for their survival. The workshop buzzes with activity as several apprentices work on different projects. Some tend the fires that heat metal to working temperature, while others operate massive hammers that shape thick plates. Edgar's growing strength allows him to handle heavier tools, gradually developing the muscle memory needed for precise metalwork. Master Roland teaches that armor creation requires understanding human anatomy, metallurgy, and combat techniques. Each joint must move naturally while providing protection from specific types of attacks. The armorer studies with the castle's knights, learning how different fighting styles affect armor design and maintenance needs. Quality materials arrive from across Europe, including the finest steel from German forges and leather from Spanish craftsmen. Master Roland inspects each shipment personally, rejecting any materials that fail to meet his exacting standards. Edgar learns to recognize good steel by its appearance, sound, and working characteristics. The finishing process requires days of careful filing, polishing, and fitting. Each piece receives decorative elements that reflect the knight's rank and family heraldry. Master Roland's artistic skills transform functional armor into works of art that inspire respect and fear on the battlefield. Tournament season brings urgent requests for repairs and modifications as knights return from competitions with damaged equipment. The workshop operates around the clock during these busy periods, with Master Roland coordinating multiple projects while maintaining quality standards. As evening falls, Master Roland examines the day's work with satisfaction. His armor will protect brave men in service to their lord and country, carrying forward the traditions of craftsmanship that make knighthood possible. Edgar dreams of the day when his own work will bear the armorer's mark of excellence. The castle armorer, forging protection and honor. Master Roland stands in his forge within Warwick Castle's armory, where the ring of hammer on steel creates a rhythm as steady as a heartbeat. His skilled hands shape plates of armor that will protect knights in tournaments and battles. Young apprentice Edgar watches closely as red-hot metal transforms under careful blows into curved pieces that fit the human form perfectly. The armory workshop occupies the castle's lower level, where massive bellows feed air to forges that burn day and night. Master Roland has crafted armor for 3 generations of the castle's lords, understanding that a knight's life depends on the quality and fit of his protective steel. Each piece requires weeks of careful work, from initial measurements through final polishing. Edgar learns that armor making combines artistry with engineering, as plates must move with the body while providing maximum protection. The apprentice practices on simple pieces, bracers, and gauntlets before advancing to complex, articulated joints that allow full mobility. Master Roland emphasizes that poorly fitted armor can kill a knight as surely as an enemy's sword. Different types of armor serve various purposes, from lightweight mail for scouts to heavy plate for mounted combat. Master Roland maintains detailed records of each knight's measurements and preferences, ensuring that replacement pieces fit perfectly. The castle's knights often travel far from home, making proper armor maintenance crucial for their survival. The workshop buzzes with activity as several apprentices work on different projects. Some tend to fires that heat metal to working temperature, while others operate massive hammers that shape thick plates. Edgar's growing strength allows him to handle heavier tools, gradually developing the muscle memory needed for precise metalwork. Master. Roland teaches that armor creation requires understanding human anatomy, metallurgy, and combat techniques. Each joint must move naturally while providing protection from specific types of attacks. The armorer studies with the castle's knights, learning how different fighting styles affect armor design and maintenance needs. Quality materials arrive from across Europe, including the finest steel from German forges and leather from Spanish craftsmen. Master Roland inspects each shipment personally, rejecting any materials that fail to meet his exacting standards. Edgar learns to recognize good steel by its appearance, sound, and working characteristics. The finishing process requires days of careful filing, polishing, and fitting. Each piece receives decorative elements that reflect the knight's rank and family heraldry. Master Roland's artistic skills transform functional armor into works of art that inspire respect and fear on the battlefield. Tournament season brings urgent requests for repairs and modifications as knights return from competitions with damaged equipment. The workshop operates around the clock during these busy periods, with Master Roland coordinating multiple projects while maintaining quality standards. As evening falls, Master Roland examines the day's work with satisfaction. His armor will protect brave men in service to their lord and country, carrying forward the traditions of craftsmanship that make knighthood possible. Edgar dreams of the day when his own work will bear the armorer's mark of excellence. The Cathedral Glazier, painting light with glass. Master Vincent climbs wooden scaffolding within Canterbury Cathedral's nave, carrying carefully wrapped pieces of colored glass that will become windows telling sacred stories. His expert hands arrange ruby reds and sapphire blues in patterns that transform sunlight into divine illumination. Apprentice Matthias mixes pigments below, learning the ancient art of painting permanent images on glass. The glazier's workshop adjoins the cathedral construction site, where furnaces burn hot enough to melt sand into liquid glass. Master Vincent has spent 15 years perfecting techniques passed down through generations of glass workers, understanding that cathedral windows must last for centuries while inspiring daily worship. Each window begins with detailed drawings that translate biblical narratives into visual compositions. Master Vincent works closely with cathedral clergy to ensure theological accuracy, while creating images that speak to both learned and illiterate faithful. Matthias practices drawing skills alongside glasswork, learning that successful glazing requires artistic vision and technical mastery. The glass itself comes from the finest workshops in France and Germany, where master craftsmen guard secret recipes for creating perfect colors. Ruby red requires gold additions, while deep blue needs precious cobalt. Master Vincent inspects each sheet for flaws that could compromise the finished window's integrity or beauty. Cutting glass demands steady hands and sharp tools, as a single mistake can ruin hours of work. Master Vincent teaches Matthias to score glass with diamond-tipped tools, applying just enough pressure to create clean breaks. The apprentice practices on practice pieces before advancing to expensive colored glass. Lead strips join individual glass pieces into larger compositions, requiring soldering skills that create weatherproof seals. The lead work must be strong enough to support heavy glass, while flexible enough to withstand wind and temperature changes. Matthias learns that proper lead work determines how long windows will survive harsh weather. Painting details onto glass requires special pigments that fuse permanently when fired in kilns. Master Vincent creates faces, hands, and drapery with brush strokes that will remain visible for centuries. The apprentice observes how light affects painted details, understanding that cathedral windows must work in changing illumination throughout the day. Installation requires careful planning and skilled assistants who position heavy window sections without damage. Master Vincent oversees every step, ensuring proper fit and weatherproofing that will protect the glass investment. The moment when sunlight first streams through completed windows justifies years of patient work. Maintenance demands ongoing attention, as lead joints eventually require renewal and broken pieces need replacement. Master Vincent trains local craftsmen in basic repair techniques, ensuring that his windows receive proper care after completion. This continuing relationship with the cathedral community enriches both his work and spiritual life. As winter approaches, Master Vincent reflects on windows that now illuminate daily prayers and special celebrations. His work transforms architectural space into sacred environment where colored light creates atmosphere for worship and contemplation. Matthias looks forward to creating his own contributions to this ancient tradition. The royal treasurer, master of coin and commerce, Master Geoffrey, sits in his counting chamber within Windsor Castle's treasury, where golden coins glint in candlelight as he calculates royal revenues from across the kingdom. His trained eye quickly identifies authentic coins while detecting clever forgeries that could undermine the realm's currency. Young clerk William practices arithmetic skills needed to manage the complex financial records that track royal income and expenses. The treasury occupies a secure tower within the castle's innermost ward, where thick stone walls and iron-bound doors protect the kingdom's wealth. Master Geoffrey has served 3 kings during his 20-year career, understanding that royal finances affect everything from military campaigns to cathedral construction projects throughout the realm. Each day brings chests of coins from tax collectors, trade revenues, and feudal obligations. Master Geoffrey inspects every payment personally, weighing coins against standard measures and testing precious metal content. William learns to recognize regional variations in coinage while understanding how currency debasement affects royal purchasing power. Record-keeping requires meticulous attention to detail, as every transaction must be documented for royal audits. Master Geoffrey maintains multiple ledgers, tracking different revenue sources and expense categories. William practices the careful handwriting needed for official documents, while learning the mathematical skills required for complex calculations. International trade creates additional challenges, as foreign coins arrive with varying purity and weight standards. Master Geoffrey maintains exchange rate tables that reflect current market conditions, while ensuring favorable terms for royal transactions. The clerk studies these fluctuations, learning how political events affect currency values across Europe. Royal expenses range from household maintenance to military equipment purchases, each requiring careful budgeting and approval. Master Geoffrey advises the king on financial implications of proposed policies while managing cash flow needs throughout the year. William observes how seasonal tax collections affect royal spending capacity. Security measures protect against theft and fraud, including armed guards, secret compartments, and coded records. Master Geoffrey tests security regularly while training staff in proper procedures. The treasury's reputation for honesty and accuracy encourages merchants and nobles to conduct business with confidence. Loan negotiations with Italian bankers require sophisticated understanding of international finance and diplomacy. Master Geoffrey participates in these complex arrangements, securing favorable terms while maintaining royal dignity. William studies these transactions, learning how medieval banking supports large-scale projects beyond immediate royal resources. The treasury also manages royal regalia, ceremonial objects, and diplomatic gifts that represent royal power and prestige. Master Geoffrey oversees proper storage and maintenance of these irreplaceable items, while organizing their use for state occasions. Each piece carries symbolic importance that extends far beyond material value. Investment decisions affect long-term royal wealth, including land purchases, building projects, and trade ventures. Master Geoffrey analyzes these opportunities while advising on risk management strategies, His careful stewardship ensures that royal resources support both immediate needs and future prosperity. As quarterly accounts near completion, Master Geoffrey takes satisfaction in accurate records that reflect responsible financial management. His work enables royal government to function effectively while supporting the prosperity and security of the entire kingdom. William dreams of eventually managing royal finances with equal skill and dedication. The Abbey Brewmaster, crafting liquid nourishment. Brother Marcus tends massive brewing vats within St. Albans Abbey's brewery, where the rich aroma of fermenting grains fills air warmed by carefully banked fires. His experienced nose detects subtle changes in fermentation that determine whether each batch will mature into the Abbey's renowned ale. Novice Peter stirs cooling wort while learning the precise timing that transforms simple ingredients into nourishing drink. The Abbey Brewery operates year-round, providing safe drinking water alternatives for hundreds of monks, pilgrims, and visitors. Brother Marcus has perfected recipes during 12 years of brewing service, understanding that consistent quality maintains the Abbey's reputation while supporting its financial needs through ale sales. Grain selection begins the brewing process, as different barley varieties create distinct flavors and alcohol content. Brother Marcus inspects deliveries from Abbey farms and trusted suppliers, rejecting any grain showing signs of spoilage or pest damage. Peter learns to recognize quality indicators while understanding how growing conditions affect final ale characteristics. Malting converts grain starches into fermentable sugars through controlled sprouting and drying processes. The Abbey maintains its own malting floor, where grain spreads in shallow layers that require regular turning and temperature monitoring. Brother Marcus teaches that proper malting determines alcohol potential and flavor development in finished ale. Mashing combines crushed malt with heated water in precise proportions that extract maximum sugars while maintaining optimal temperatures. Brother Marcus has memorized temperature requirements for different ale styles, adjusting fire intensity and water additions throughout the process. Peter practices reading temperature signs that indicate proper mash progression. Hop additions provide flavor balance and natural preservation that extends ale storage life. The Abbey grows its own hops in carefully tended gardens where Brother Marcus selects varieties suited to local climate and soil conditions. Different hop timing during boiling creates various flavor profiles from bitter to aromatic characteristics. Fermentation transforms sweet wort into alcoholic ale through yeast activity that Brother Marcus monitors constantly. Temperature control during fermentation affects flavor development and alcohol content, requiring adjustments based on seasonal weather variations. Peter observes how yeast health influences fermentation, speed, and final ale quality. Aging allows flavors to develop and harsh tastes to mellow in wooden casks that the Abbey maintains with careful attention. Brother Marcus knows each cask's characteristics and aging potential, planning production schedules that ensure continuous ale availability. The novice learns cooperage basics needed for proper cask maintenance. Quality testing involves careful tasting at each production stage, from initial wort sweetness through final ale evaluation. Brother Marcus has developed a sophisticated palate that detects subtle flaws before they affect large batches. Peter's taste education begins with learning to identify basic flavor components and common brewing defects. Distribution serves Abbey needs first, with surplus sales supporting monastery operations and community services. Brother Marcus coordinates with Abbey administrators to balance internal consumption with external sales opportunities. Local taverns and wealthy households compete for access to the Abbey's superior ale. Seasonal variations require brewing adjustments that account for temperature changes, ingredient availability, and festival consumption patterns. Brother Marcus plans production cycles that provide appropriate ales for different times of year while maintaining consistent quality standards. His brewing wisdom ensures that Abbey life continues its peaceful rhythm, supported by nourishing. Drink. As evening prayers call monks to chapel, Brother Marcus checks final fermentation readings with satisfaction. Tomorrow will bring new brewing challenges and opportunities to serve his community. Through ancient craft skills passed down through generations of monastic brewers. The Mint Master, creating the realm's currency. Master Edmund oversees the Royal Mint within the Tower of London, where precious metals transform into coins that will circulate throughout the kingdom. His expert eye ensures that each silver penny bears the king's image clearly, while meeting exact weight and purity standards. Apprentice Robert learns the precise techniques needed to create currency that merchants and nobles trust completely. The Mint operates under royal charter with exclusive rights to produce official coinage for the realm. Master Edmund answers directly to royal treasury officials who monitor production quality and quantity. Any deviation from established standards could result in charges of treason, making accuracy and honesty essential for survival in this sensitive position. Silver arrives from English mines and continental suppliers in rough ingots that require careful testing and refinement. Master Edmund uses ancient assay techniques to verify metal purity, while calculating how much base metal to add for proper hardness and durability. Robert observes these critical measurements, learning that coin quality depends on precise alloy ratios. Melting furnaces operate at temperatures hot enough to create perfectly mixed alloys while burning away impurities. Master Edmund controls heating carefully to avoid metal loss, while ensuring complete mixing of silver and copper components. The apprentice tends fires and operates bellows, while learning to read metal appearance that indicates proper melting completion. Rolling mills flatten molten metal into sheets of uniform thickness that will produce consistent coin weights. Master Edmund adjusts pressure settings based on alloy characteristics and desired thickness measurements. Robert practices operating these powerful machines while learning safety procedures that prevent serious injuries from moving metal rollers. Die cutting creates the stamps that will impress royal images and inscriptions onto blank coin discs. Master Edmund works with skilled engravers to produce dies that capture fine details while withstanding thousands of striking operations. The apprentice learns basic engraving skills while understanding how die quality affects coin appearance and longevity. Blank preparation involves cutting uniform discs from rolled silver sheets, with each disc weighed to ensure proper silver content. Master Edmund inspects blanks for flaws that could affect final coin quality, while organizing production batches for efficient striking operations. Robert develops the hand-eye coordination needed for rapid but accurate blank preparation. Coin striking requires precise timing and pressure to create clear impressions without damaging dies or blanks. Master Edmund operates the massive screw presses that generate tremendous force needed for clear image transfer. Each coin receives individual attention to ensure royal standards that maintain public confidence in currency value. Quality control involves inspecting finished coins for weight accuracy, image clarity, and edge irregularities that could indicate counterfeiting problems. Master Edmund maintains detailed records of production statistics while identifying any systematic problems that require immediate correction. Every coin must meet standards that protect royal authority and economic stability. Security measures protect against theft and unauthorized production, including armed guards, locked storage, and careful accounting of all precious metal inventory. Master Edmund works within strict protocols that track every ounce of silver from arrival through finished coin distribution to royal treasury representatives. Distribution channels carry new coins throughout the kingdom via merchants, tax collectors, and royal agents who replace worn currency while gathering economic intelligence. Master Edmund coordinates with these networks to ensure adequate coin supplies in all regions, while monitoring for counterfeit coins that could undermine monetary systems. As daily production ends, Master Edmund reviews quality records with satisfaction. His work maintains the monetary foundation that enables commerce and trade throughout the realm, supporting prosperity and royal authority through coins that bear witness to skilled craftsmanship and unwavering integrity. The Master Cartographer, mapping the known world. Picture yourself in Master Sebastian's map-making chamber within the royal palace of Westminster in the year 1441, where ancient wisdom meets careful observation as skilled hands draw the boundaries of the known world onto precious vellum that will guide explorers and merchants across dangerous seas and unknown territories. The chamber occupies the palace's highest tower, where tall windows provide optimal light for the detailed work of geographic illustration. Master Sebastian has devoted 32 years to the art of cartography, understanding that accurate maps can mean the difference between safe arrival and disaster for those who venture beyond familiar shores. Young apprentice Nicholas arranges compasses, rulers, and colored inks across the wooden drafting table that dominates the chamber's center. His eager hands tremble slightly as he prepares precious materials for another day of careful work, creating documents that will shape humanity's understanding of geographic reality. Each line we draw, Sebastian explains, gently guiding Nicholas's uncertain hand, carries the hopes and fears of countless travelers. We are not merely artists, but guardians of knowledge that enables safe passage through God's vast creation. The Master Cartographer's reputation extends throughout Europe as nobility and merchant princes compete for access to his latest geographic discoveries. Ships return from distant voyages, carrying reports of coastlines, harbors, and navigational hazards that Sebastian incorporates into increasingly accurate representations of the world's true shape. Nicholas learns that mapmaking begins long before ink touches parchment, with careful analysis of travel accounts, astronomical observations, and reports from trusted sea captains who risk their lives exploring unknown waters. Each source requires evaluation for accuracy and reliability, as false information could lead entire expeditions to destruction. The workshop contains an impressive library of geographic texts, including works by ancient authors like Ptolemy and contemporary travelers like Marco Polo. Sebastian studies these sources, constantly comparing different accounts of the same regions, while identifying discrepancies that require further investigation. Mathematical knowledge supports cartographic accuracy, as Sebastian calculates distances, angles, and proportional relationships that ensure maps reflect true geographic reality. Nicholas practices geometric principles, understanding that precise measurement forms the foundation of reliable navigation aids. The creation of a single comprehensive map requires months of patient work, beginning with careful sketches that establish basic coastlines and major landmarks. Sebastian works from general outlines toward increasingly detailed features, building complex geographic knowledge through systematic layering of information. Coastal features receive particular attention as harbors, reefs, and tidal patterns determine whether ships can safely approach unfamiliar shores. Sebastian interviews experienced mariners, recording their observations about water depths, seasonal variations, and weather patterns that affect navigation. Safety. River systems provide crucial information for inland exploration and trade route development. The cartographer traces waterway connections that enable transportation deep into continental interiors, while noting natural obstacles like rapids, waterfalls, and seasonal flooding that affect travel feasibility. Mountain ranges serve as both barriers and landmarks for overland travelers who depend on accurate elevation information for route planning. Sebastian incorporates reports from merchants, pilgrims, and diplomatic missions who cross difficult terrain, while gathering information about travel conditions and seasonal accessibility. Political boundaries shift constantly as kingdoms expand, contract, and form alliances, requiring cartographers to maintain current information about territorial control. Sebastian corresponds with colleagues throughout Europe, sharing updates about political changes that affect trade routes and travel safety. Religious sites receive special attention as pilgrimage routes connect distant regions through networks of sacred destinations. The cartographer documents cathedral locations, monastery positions, and shrine coordinates that enable spiritual travelers to plan their journeys with confidence. Trade centers appear prominently on commercial maps as merchants require accurate information about market locations, currency systems, and local regulations. Sebastian maintains detailed records of commercial opportunities that help traders identify profitable ventures in distant regions. Climate information helps travelers prepare for seasonal variations that affect journey, timing, and equipment needs. The cartographer documents weather patterns, seasonal winds, and temperature ranges that influence when different routes remain passable throughout the year. Cultural information warns travelers about local customs, languages, and potential hostilities that could affect journey safety. Sebastian includes notes about friendly populations, dangerous territories, and neutral zones where travelers might find refuge or assistance. Navigation techniques supplement map information as Sebastian teaches the use of magnetic compasses, celestial navigation, and landmark identification. Nicholas practices these skills, understanding that maps alone cannot guarantee safe travel without proper navigation knowledge. Compass rose decoration serves both practical and artistic purposes, indicating magnetic directions while adding visual beauty to finished maps. Sebastian creates elaborate compass designs that reflect his artistic skills while providing essential navigation reference points. Scale relationships ensure that distances appear proportionally correct, enabling travelers to estimate journey times and supply requirements. The cartographer calculates scale ratios, carefully balancing detail requirements with practical map sizes that travelers can handle conveniently. Legend symbols communicate complex information through standardized icons that educated travelers can interpret quickly. Sebastian develops consistent symbol systems that identify different types of settlements, geographic features, and navigation hazards across multiple maps. Color applications distinguish between different types of geographic information while creating visually appealing documents that inspire confidence in their accuracy. Nicholas learns to mix pigments that remain stable over time while providing clear visual distinctions. Artistic embellishments transform practical navigation tools into beautiful objects that reflect the patron's wealth and sophistication. Sebastian incorporates heraldic elements, decorative borders, and mythological creatures that enhance visual appeal while maintaining geographic accuracy. Client consultations ensure that finished maps meet specific user requirements for different types of travel and exploration. Sebastian interviews patrons, carefully understanding their intended uses for geographic information before beginning detailed cartographic work. Royal commissions represent the highest level of cartographic achievement, as kings require maps for military planning, diplomatic negotiations, and territorial administration. Sebastian's work for the English crown influences royal policy decisions about exploration and territorial expansion. International exchanges connect cartographers across Europe, creating networks of geographic knowledge that benefit all participants. Sebastian corresponds with colleagues in Venice, Genoa, and Lisbon, sharing information about new discoveries and improved mapping techniques. Technological innovations gradually improve cartographic accuracy as new instruments and techniques become available. Sebastian experiments with improved compass designs, better measuring devices, and more precise calculation methods that enhance map reliability. Seasonal work patterns adapt to natural light availability and material conditions that affect detailed drawing work. Winter months favor indoor activities like research and preliminary sketching, while summer provides optimal conditions for detailed illustration and color application. Nicholas progresses from basic tasks like tool preparation and material organization toward increasingly complex responsibilities, including preliminary sketching and simple illustration work. His growing skills reflect years of patient practice under Sebastian's careful guidance. The apprenticeship system preserves cartographic knowledge through hands-on training that cannot be learned from books alone. Sebastian teaches not only technical skills, but also the judgment and critical thinking needed to evaluate conflicting information sources. Professional ethics govern cartographic practice, as inaccurate maps can cost lives and fortunes. Sebastian emphasizes honesty in representing uncertain information, clearly marking areas where knowledge remains incomplete or questionable. Guild membership provides professional recognition and mutual support. Among cartographers who share technical knowledge and maintain quality standards, Sebastian participates actively in guild meetings where members discuss new discoveries, improved techniques, and professional standards that benefit the entire cartographic community. Market demand for maps increases steadily as exploration and trade expand throughout Europe and beyond. Sebastian's workshop receives more commissions than he can complete personally, requiring careful selection of the most important and interesting projects that will advance geographic knowledge. Innovation drives cartographic advancement, as Sebastian experiments with new projection methods that reduce distortion in world maps. These mathematical improvements enable more accurate representation of curved Earth surfaces on flat parchment, solving ancient problems in geographic representation. Legacy planning ensures that Sebastian's accumulated knowledge will survive his eventual retirement and death. He documents his techniques carefully while training Nicholas and other apprentices to carry forward cartographic traditions with continued innovation and improved accuracy. Evening work continues by candlelight as Sebastian reviews the day's progress while planning tomorrow's activities. Nicholas organizes tools and materials, preparing the workshop for another productive day of geographic discovery and artistic creation that serves travelers worldwide. The peaceful rhythm of cartographic work connects Sebastian with explorers throughout history, who pushed beyond familiar boundaries to expand human knowledge. His maps will guide future generations of travelers toward new discoveries and adventures in previously unknown regions of the world. Research correspondence arrives regularly from distant ports and trading centers, where Sebastian's network of contacts gathers information about newly discovered lands and sea routes. Each letter might contain details that require significant map revisions and updates to existing geographic knowledge. Verification processes help distinguish reliable information from exaggerated tales of adventure that often accompany exploration reports. Sebastian has learned to identify credible sources while treating extraordinary claims with appropriate skepticism and careful investigation before incorporating new information. Collaborative projects combine Sebastian's cartographic skills with expertise from astronomers, mathematicians, and experienced navigators who contribute specialized knowledge. These partnerships produce maps of unprecedented accuracy and detail that serve the most demanding navigation requirements. Historical research provides context for contemporary discoveries, as Sebastian studies ancient texts and early maps that might contain forgotten geographic knowledge. Sometimes old sources prove surprisingly accurate about distant regions that modern explorers are only beginning to understand. Artistic training enhances Sebastian's ability to create visually compelling maps that communicate complex information effectively. Nicholas practices drawing techniques that will enable him to produce professional quality illustrations and decorative elements that enhance map utility and beauty. Geographic theories evolve as new discoveries challenge established assumptions about world geography. Sebastian participates in scholarly debates about Earth's size, continental arrangements, and the possibility of unknown southern continents that might exist beyond current knowledge. Patron relationships require diplomatic skills, as Sebastian navigates competing demands from royal courts, merchant guilds, and religious institutions, who all seek access to the latest geographic information. Balancing these interests while maintaining scientific integrity requires considerable political awareness. Quality control measures ensure that every map leaving Sebastian's workshop meets the highest standards for accuracy and artistic excellence. Nicholas learns to inspect finished work carefully, identifying any errors or imperfections that require correction before maps reach their intended users. Seasonal celebrations mark the completion of major projects, as Sebastian's workshop community takes pride in their contributions to human knowledge and exploration. These occasions strengthen bonds among team members while providing well-deserved recognition for exceptional work and dedication. Future planning includes consideration of new technologies and techniques that might revolutionize cartographic practice. Sebastian remains alert to innovations from other fields that could enhance mapping accuracy and efficiency, always seeking to improve his craft and service. The workshop's reputation attracts visitors from across Europe, including scholars, merchants, and adventurers who seek geographic advice for their planned journeys. These consultations provide valuable feedback about map usefulness while generating additional income and professional connections. Winter storms that prevent sea travel create opportunities for intensive research and map revision work. Sebastian uses these quiet periods to incorporate information gathered during the previous traveling season while preparing for spring's renewed exploration activities and new commissions. Nicholas dreams of eventually establishing his own cartographic workshop, where he can apply the knowledge and skills gained through years of training under Sebastian's guidance. His growing confidence suggests that this ambition will eventually become reality through continued dedication and learning. Knowledge preservation motivates much of Sebastian's work, as he understands that accurate maps represent humanity's accumulated understanding of the world's geography. His contributions will benefit countless future generations of travelers and explorers who venture into unknown territories. International recognition of Sebastian's expertise leads to consulting opportunities with foreign courts and commercial enterprises planning major expeditions. These prestigious assignments enhance his reputation while providing access to new geographic information and professional challenges. Spiritual dimensions of cartographic work connect Sebastian with divine creation as he reveals the beauty and complexity of God's world through accurate geographic representation. This perspective adds meaning to technical work while inspiring continued dedication to excellence and service. The daily routine of careful measurement, precise drawing, and patient research creates a meditative rhythm that Sebastian finds deeply satisfying. Nicholas observes how repetitive tasks, performed with attention and care, can become forms of contemplative practice that enrich both work and life. Evening reflection allows Sebastian to consider the day's accomplishments while planning future projects that will advance geographic knowledge. His work continues the ancient human quest to understand and map the world's true dimensions and hidden mysteries. As candlelight flickers across half-finished maps that will soon guide ships across dangerous waters, Sebastian feels deep satisfaction in work that serves both practical needs and humanity's endless curiosity about the world, beyond familiar horizons and comfortable boundaries. The gentle scratching of pen on parchment continues through quiet evening hours, as Sebastian and Nicholas add details that will help future travelers navigate safely through unknown territories, toward new discoveries and adventures in distant lands. Tomorrow will bring new information from returning expeditions, fresh challenges in representing complex geographic relationships, and continued opportunities to expand humanity's understanding of the magnificent world that surrounds and sustains all life on Earth. Let these images of patient cartographic work carry you toward rest, imagining the gentle rhythm of careful measurement and precise drawing that creates maps to guide travelers safely through the vast unknown world that awaits exploration. Sleep peacefully now, like cartographers in workshops long ago, knowing that careful observation and patient recording can transform mysterious territories into familiar paths that connect distant peoples and cultures across the expanding known world. The Master Beekeeper, guardian of golden honey. Picture yourself and Master Aldwin's peaceful apiary within the monastery gardens of Mellifont Abbey in 1438, where the gentle hum of thousands of bees creates a soothing symphony that accompanies the ancient art of honey gathering. Rows of carefully tended hives stand like wooden sentinels among blooming lavender and wildflower meadows, while skilled hands work in harmony with nature's most industrious creatures. Young apprentice, Godric watches nervously from a safe distance as Master Aldwin approaches. The largest hive with steady confidence, born from 30 years of partnership with these remarkable insects. His protective veil and leather gloves represent the only barrier between human and bee, while sweet smoke from his bronze censer calms the colony into peaceful cooperation. Bees are God's perfect workers, Aldwin explains softly to his trembling apprentice. They ask for nothing but flowers and sunshine, yet they give us liquid gold that heals both body and soul. We must approach their cities with respect and gratitude, understanding that we are guests in their ancient kingdom. The monastery's apiary serves multiple sacred purposes, providing honey for religious ceremonies, beeswax for sacred candles, and healing remedies that restore the sick to health. Each hive represents a complete civilization with its own queen, workers, and seasonal rhythms that Master Aldwin has learned to read like the pages of an illuminated manuscript. Godric learns that successful beekeeping begins with understanding the delicate balance of nature, from flower blooming cycles that provide nectar sources, to weather patterns that determine when bees venture forth to gather their precious cargo. The apprentice studies botanical knowledge alongside practical hive management, recognizing that healthy bees require diverse floral resources throughout the growing season. Spring awakening brings the apiary to vibrant life as winter colonies emerge from their protective clusters to begin another year of honey production. Master Aldwin inspects each hive carefully, checking for queen presence, brood development, and food stores that sustained the bees through cold months when no flowers bloomed. The inspection process requires gentle movements and calm energy that bees can sense through mysterious communication methods. Aldwin demonstrates proper hive opening techniques, explaining how sudden motions or aggressive attitudes can transform peaceful workers into defensive warriors, protecting their precious queen and developing young. Hive construction follows ancient patterns passed down through generations of monastic beekeepers who perfected designs that protect colonies, while allowing human access for honey harvesting. Godric practices assembling wooden frames that will hold hexagonal wax combs where bees store their golden treasure. The geometry of honeycomb fascinates both master and apprentice, as six-sided cells demonstrate mathematical perfection that human engineers struggle to replicate. Each cell serves multiple functions: housing, developing bees, storing honey, or holding protein-rich pollen that sustains colony nutrition throughout the year. Queen identification, skills developed through careful observation of hive dynamics and visual recognition of the larger monarch who commands absolute loyalty from her subjects. Master Aldwin teaches Godric to spot the distinctive movements and behavior patterns that identify this crucial individual upon whom entire colony survival depends. Seasonal management requires different approaches as colony needs change with temperature, daylight hours, and flower availability. Summer abundance demands expansion of hive space to accommodate growing populations and increased honey storage, while autumn preparation focuses on ensuring adequate winter food reserves. Learns to read weather signs that predict optimal conditions for hive inspections and honey harvesting. Clear, warm days with light breezes create ideal circumstances for working with bees, while cold, windy, or stormy conditions should be avoided to prevent colony stress and defensive responses. The monastery's herb garden provides excellent bee pasture with carefully selected plants that bloom in succession throughout the growing season. Master Aldwin collaborates with brother herbalist to ensure continuous nectar sources from early spring crocuses through late autumn asters that support healthy bee populations. Honey harvesting represents the culmination of the beekeeping year, when months of careful colony management yield liquid gold that serves both religious and practical purposes. The process requires perfect timing, taking surplus honey while leaving adequate stores for bee survival through winter months. Extraction techniques preserve honey quality while minimizing colony disruption, using natural methods that honor the sacred partnership between human and bee. Master Aldwin demonstrates proper comb removal, gentle bee brushing, and honey separation that maintains the pure flavor and healing properties of this miraculous substance. Wax processing transforms the bee's architectural masterpiece into material for sacred candles that illuminate religious ceremonies throughout the year. Godric learns to melt, filter, and mold beeswax into various forms, understanding that even this byproduct carries spiritual significance in monastic life. Quality assessment helps distinguish different honey varieties based on floral sources, seasonal timing, and processing methods. Master Aldwin's experienced palate can identify lavender honey, wildflower blends, and clover varieties that reflect the diverse botanical landscape surrounding the monastery. Storage procedures ensure honey preservation for months or even years, using sealed ceramic vessels that protect against moisture and contamination. The monastery maintains extensive honey reserves that provide sweetening, medicine, and trade goods throughout changing seasons and varying harvest yields. Medicinal applications demonstrate honey's healing properties that medieval physicians valued for treating wounds, digestive problems, and respiratory ailments. Godric studies preparation methods for honey-based remedies that serve the monastery infirmary and surrounding community medical needs. Trade relationships connect the monastery apiary with distant markets, where premium honey commands excellent prices from wealthy households and commercial enterprises. Master Aldwin negotiates carefully to balance monastery needs with profitable sales that support religious community operations. Winter preparation involves protecting hives from harsh weather while ensuring adequate ventilation that prevents moisture buildup and colony disease. Godric learns to install entrance reducers, provide wind protection, and monitor food consumption that indicates colony health during dormant months. Equipment maintenance includes repairing wooden hive components, replacing worn frames, and preparing tools for the coming season's work. The monastery carpenter collaborates with Master Aldwin to produce durable, functional equipment that serves multiple bee colonies efficiently. Disease prevention requires constant vigilance for signs of colony weakness, parasites, or infections that can devastate bee populations. Master Aldwin teaches recognition of healthy versus struggling colonies, intervention techniques, and quarantine procedures that protect the entire apiary from spreading problems. Swarm management deals with natural colony reproduction when overcrowded. Hives split to establish new populations. Godric learns to recognize swarm preparation signs and capture techniques that convert potential losses into apiary expansion opportunities that increase honey production capacity. Record-keeping tracks colony performance, honey yields, and seasonal patterns that guide future management decisions. Master Aldwin maintains detailed logs that document successful practices while identifying areas needing improvement or adjustment for optimal bee welfare and productivity. Educational responsibilities include training new apprentices and sharing knowledge with other monastic communities seeking to establish their own apiaries. The accumulated wisdom of decades serves broader religious communities through generous knowledge sharing and practical assistance. Spiritual dimensions of beekeeping connect daily practical work with contemplative practices that enhance religious life. The meditative rhythm of hive inspections, the marvel of bee industry, and the sweetness of harvested honey all provide metaphors for spiritual growth and divine providence. Godric observes how Master Aldwin approaches each hive with prayerful attention, treating bee colonies as sacred trust, requiring stewardship rather than exploitation. This perspective transforms practical work into spiritual practice that enriches both beekeeper and religious community. Seasonal cycles teach patience and acceptance of natural rhythms that govern all life. From bee development through flower blooming to honey ripening, the apiary becomes a classroom where divine order reveals itself through observable patterns that inspire reverence and wonder. Community service extends apiary benefits beyond monastery walls, as surplus honey supports local families during difficult times, while medical applications serve regional healing needs. Master Aldwin's expertise becomes community resource that strengthens social bonds through generous sharing. Innovation within tradition allows gradual improvement of beekeeping practices while respecting time-tested methods that sustained successful apiaries for generations. Careful experimentation with hive designs, management techniques, and processing methods slowly advances the craft without risking colony welfare. Godric's development from fearful novice bee to confident assistant demonstrates the power of patient teaching and hands-on experience. His growing skills enable him to take responsibility for routine tasks, while preparing for eventual independence as a master beekeeper serving future religious communities. Weather forecasting skills help predict optimal conditions for various apiary activities, from hive inspections through honey harvesting to winter preparation. Reading natural signs becomes essential knowledge that ensures successful timing of critical beekeeping operations throughout the changing seasons. Botanical expertise expands as Godric learns to identify plants that provide excellent bee forage, understanding bloom timing, nectar quality, and pollen characteristics that support healthy colony nutrition. This knowledge guides garden planning and landscape management that benefits both bees and human inhabitants. The monastery's reputation for exceptional honey attracts buyers from distant regions who seek premium products for wealthy households, religious ceremonies, and medicinal preparations. This recognition reflects Master Aldwin's dedication to quality and sustainable practices that maintain long-term productivity. Apprentice training involves gradual responsibility increase as God demonstrates competence and confidence in various aspects of apiary management. Master Aldwin carefully assesses readiness before allowing independent work with valuable bee colonies that represent years of careful development. Environmental stewardship guides all apiary decisions, ensuring that honey harvesting and bee management practices support rather than exploit natural systems. The monastery's holistic approach creates sustainable operations that benefit bees, plants, and human communities simultaneously. Legacy planning ensures continuity of apiary operations through careful documentation of techniques, seasonal schedules, and management practices that future beekeepers can follow successfully. Master Aldwin's accumulated wisdom becomes permanent resource for religious community. Collaboration with other monastery departments creates integrated systems where apiary products support various religious and practical needs. Honey sweetens kitchen preparations, wax provides candle material, and bee products enhance infirmary healing capabilities through natural remedies. Market analysis helps optimize honey sales timing and pricing strategies that maximize monastery income while maintaining fair relationships with regular customers. Understanding seasonal demand patterns and regional preferences guides production and marketing decisions throughout the year. Quality standards ensure that monastery honey maintains premium reputation through consistent excellence in harvesting, processing, and storage practices. Master Aldwin's meticulous attention to detail creates products that command premium prices while serving religious community needs. Research activities include experimenting with different hive designs, testing new plants for bee forage value, and documenting correlation between weather patterns and honey production yields. This systematic approach gradually improves apiary performance while advancing beekeeping knowledge. Regional networking connects Master Aldwin with other beekeepers throughout the area, creating informal support system for sharing information, acquiring new colony stock, and coordinating responses to common challenges like disease outbreaks or unusual weather conditions. Teaching methodologies develop as Master Aldwin refines approaches for training apprentices with different learning styles and background knowledge. His patient, systematic instruction creates competent beekeepers who will serve other religious communities throughout the region. Sacred calendar integration ensures that honey harvesting and major apiary activities align appropriately with religious observances and seasonal celebrations. The rhythm of monastic life provides framework for organizing beekeeping work throughout the liturgical year. Economic planning balances apiary income potential with monastery financial needs, determining optimal production levels and marketing strategies that support religious community while maintaining sustainable bee colony health through appropriate harvesting practices. Godric dreams of eventually establishing apiaries at other monastery locations, spreading both practical knowledge and spiritual understanding that connects beekeeping work with contemplative religious life. His apprenticeship prepares him for this expanded service to the broader religious community. Evening reflection time allows Master Aldwin to review daily apiary observations while planning future activities based on seasonal requirements and colony development needs. This contemplative practice integrates practical work with spiritual growth and deeper understanding. Winter study periods provide opportunities for intensive learning about bee biology, flower identification, weather prediction, and advanced management techniques that enhance beekeeping expertise. The quiet months become preparation time for more effective spring and summer. Colony management. Community appreciation for apiary contributions strengthens social bonds, while providing motivation for continued excellence in honey production and bee colony stewardship. Recognition of valuable service encourages dedication to quality and sustainable practices. Knowledge preservation activities include documenting traditional techniques, recording successful innovations, and training multiple apprentices who will carry forward accumulated wisdom to future generations of monastic beekeepers serving religious communities throughout the region. Seasonal preparation. Rituals mark important transitions in apiary management, from spring awakening through summer abundance to autumn harvest and winter protection. These ceremonies connect practical work with spiritual observance while ensuring proper timing of critical activities. The gentle hum of healthy bee colonies provides constant reminder of divine providence and natural harmony that sustains all life. Master Aldwin finds deep satisfaction in serving as steward for these remarkable creatures, while providing sweet abundance for religious community needs. As evening prayer bells call monks to chapel, Master Aldwin completes final hive inspections, with gratitude for another productive day in partnership with God's most industrious creatures. Tomorrow will bring new opportunities to serve the sacred mission through ancient craft. Let these images of peaceful apiary work carry you toward rest, imagining the gentle hum of busy bees and the sweet satisfaction of honey that connects Earth's abundance with divine blessing through human stewardship and grateful service. Sleep peacefully now, like beekeepers in monastery gardens long ago, knowing that patient care and respectful partnership with nature can transform simple flowers into liquid gold that nourishes body, soul, and community through seasons of plenty and need.